And here we go. Spawning up the top right for Dragon Phoenix Gaming. It is herO. In the red.
And on the bottom left, in the blue, fighting his way through Scarlet to get here, it is Dark.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like a lot of the maps, and that's why I'm reserving judgment too, is because a lot of the maps were looking, you know, everyone's like, oh my God, TVZ is going to be unplayable. And it has not by any stretch. Now, as far as the PVZ matchups and the PVT matchups, those might be a little bit tricky. Like, we could see a lot of Protoss players having a really difficult time of things, but as far as TVZ is concerned, I'm not feeling. Like I said, it's so early to say. The patch isn't even finalized yet, but I don't know. I'm not willing to say that Zerg is going to be unbeatable at IEM Katowice, which is what everyone is saying. You know, Zerg Cabal memes and all that.
I mean, let's be real though. The Zerg Cabal memes are really more than anything else the outpouring of frustration from a very, very small and very vocal minority of people who also think that that cannon rushing every game is the height of skill and is an incredible display of skill, incredible skill expression. So.
Oh, I know you're the Redditor you're talking about.
Oh, I'm speaking in generalities here.
But I still do know the Redditor you're talking about.
Actually, I don't know that I'm speaking of a specific Redditor, so you know more than I do here, Steph.
Oh, fair enough. Well, you were unintentionally speaking about a specific Redditor.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I think we're literally 13 years overdue on Cannon Rush 1 tricks being nerfed into oblivion. But like, I mean, it hasn't happened. I like the idea that Cannon Rush can be viable for extremely good players, but the problem is you can't really make it viable for extremely good players and have it not be good for players that are just practicing Cannon Rush specifically.
It's kind of like the opposite of Zerg and Legacy of the Void in general. And I know this might get some people to feel tinfoil hatty, but Zerg played perfectly. I will agree. Like, design-wise is probably the strongest race. And I don't know that there's a way to change that without changing the way the design works. But it's so hard to play perfect or near perfectly that it doesn't really matter. Except that for the fact that we have Cyril and Raynor, and they are able to kind of asymptotically approach that perfection. But for the same reason that it is so strong at the highest level, you can't buff it at all because, of course, it will make it too strong for like players like Cyril and Raynor that are asymptotically able to take in the amount of information required to make that happen. Is this Oracle gonna try to dive into the natural? And wait, I'm sorry, were there a depths? Yeah, there are in the natural. There are 5 workers, 6 workers. Great job, herO. That's a great way to start this game.
Yeah, sorry, I was just looking because Scarlet just linked the 5.1.22
or the most recent changes to the patch where it fixed a couple bugs.
Oh, is that all that there is?
Yeah, it just fixed a couple bugs.
Not, what is it, the 10th version then now?
Something like that.
It was on the 9th version before.
Yeah, anyway, it fixed two bugs. It fixed Colossus not being able to target their own units, and it fixed Reapers not getting the range bonus from bunkers in certain instances.
Oh, wow, that's groundbreaking.
Yeah, it actually, I mean, it was good. It meant it was really easy to deal with Reaper bunkers against Protoss. Like
That's funny. It's funny, by the way, Scarlet knew exactly who it was.
Ooh, Oracle's diving the natural, though. They're going to get 1 queen, but 1 will fall. 3-4 workers are going to hit the deck, though, Steadfast, and that's 7 in total. Actually, 9? No, 10 workers in total here.
Say, yeah, it was 6 workers that went down initially.
There we go.
That's a lot of damage.
I can't count.
Losing the Oracle, though, that stings. That stings a lot. Even killing a queen, I don't know. Now, this charge timing is incredibly fast out of herO. Hasn't started his +1 weapons yet. That's a little surprising. He gets another Oracle here. Still no +1 weapons on the way, despite having a little bit of money for it. But yeah, this is some good damage. But you do want to keep those Oracles alive. It's pretty crucial.
Yeah, I'm willing to give him an Oracle. He killed a queen. He got 10 workers. I'd say that's kind of on the bounds of, yeah, that's acceptable. It's worth spending 1 for that. But it's interesting because, first of all, he's building 1 more Oracle, but he's on 4 Oracle. He's going up to 5. This is not a style that we see out of herO all that often. Okay, go into Blink +1, get a lot of oracles. Yeah, that is Valencia herO. But go into Charge +1 and get 5, 6 oracles even maybe. That is, I don't know that I've seen him do that. That is very new at the very least. But he's not going to have that big timing. Like, Charge and +1 don't sync up. This is defensive herO play. He's going to sync up his High Templar and his Archons with that +1. That's a whiles off.
Ooh, that's a really nice find, by the way, for Dark right here. He sees the 5 oracles before they show up. Against this, you better be getting double Evo in your bases, double Spore in your bases. Actually, now we are going to see the Queens getting jumped on here. There's no transfuse. Only 1 oracle, I think, is going to fall. We will see the Zealots getting cleaned up, and that's a big deal. Well, hang on. Actually, did herO just lose too much ground army supply? There's no Roach speed. Oh, can he hold? He is really far down in supply right now.
No, I think he can. He's got a cannon. He's got a shield battery. More and more oracles are arriving. The oracles that are here, they're going to get their energy back. That's just a really nice little bit of move from herO. We're already seeing, yeah, he's down 20 army supply, but it was worse. So Dark, though he seems to kind of want to go for this. It's a Hydra Den on the way. On 67 workers, though, so it's not a Mio Mecha build.
No, not at all. There's that Roach speed finally starting on up. The Hydraless Den is really good in this situation because of the heavy commitment into oracles, and we might see Dark just try and get something done with a big Roach Roach Hydra timing. This is some really weird play. We talk about mind games not necessarily making the wonkiest games, but this is a situation where it feels like there's a lot of mind games that have caused this game to be just completely out in left field. Like, this is just a very bizarre game.
I think we're seeing the same effect that we saw when I cast Ranger versus Showtime for one of the big brain bouts recently. Kind of the same idea, where it is 3 weeks until Katowice, give or take right now. We're not at the point where players have totally figured out how they want to play for Katowice, not just yet. And they're still starting to mess around with a bunch of stuff as the patch looks more and more like it is going to be finalized. We haven't had a significant change in how the patch looks outside of bug tests in like 2 weeks. This is when you start to mess around with stuff. When it's only a $400 cup, when the difference is like I made $200 versus $100. It's significant, but not the end of the world. So you mess around, you try to figure out what's going to be good, what's not. You start to explore what this new patch is going to give you going into Katowice, and then like 1 or 2 weeks out, that's when you start to really dial in on how you're actually going to play.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's a little bit more defined. By the way, we do have the 5 oracles getting knocked very quickly down to just 3. herO did transition into Storm quite quickly as soon as he saw those Hydras. But where are the High Templar? They are faster these days, but I don't think he doesn't have any on the field. This is a lot of Roaches and Hydras. Now, the Hydras are kind of stuck here. They do have their better damage point, but is this... Well, actually, hang on. This concave is quite good for Dark, especially on the low ground. That's a lot of Hydras that are just pumping out uninterrupted DPS. Yeah, Dark's just going to run him over. This is just... It's just over right here now. There's no chance.
Yeah, you actually need to have supply to be able to take a fight. 180 supply to 84 all of a sudden. And Dark, yeah, herO does weird stuff. Dark just, in the words of many people, your opponent's doing weird stuff, just go kill him. In the upper left, though, folks, in the blue, he's up a game. His opponent did weird stuff, and he literally just went across the map and killed him. It is Dark.
Yeah. That's the power. By the way, Dark does something very interesting here, where he has... Oh, hang on. Oh, cheeky. Okay. Very cute. Well, I was going to talk about the things he does, but he actually does something a little bit different here. Kind of baits his opponent to the 3rd base location and sends another drone to the natural. Okay, thank God. I was like, please tell me it wasn't my internet. Please tell me it wasn't yours.
I had to look over. I'm looking at my second PC and I'm like, oh no. Is it like, because for whatever reason, my Ethernet cable half the time into my laptop, it doesn't like to trigger the network. So I'm like, oh no.
Zerg Cabal strikes again.
They got their tentacles on everything, man. Not gonna lie though, the Hearthstone meme of Lambo. I don't know if you saw the Lambo version of Lambo as the infestor, just wiggling its tongue and, you know, piloting Hearthstone.
I didn't see it with Lambo on there, but I saw it with the infestor. Yeah, the neural parasite.
It is the Lambo one makes it even better. And then because All Things Protoss is a community of memers that for some reason like me, so I'm on that Discord. And so I get to see insights into the memes before they happen. And they were talking about actually having, what's the word? About actually having, why can't I talk? About having Scarlet just like in the clouds in the background, like at
nice
15%
like
opacity or something.
Style.
Exactly.
That would have been good.
Oh, it would have been so good.
Man, it's so funny because there's been some really funny memes. And then there's been people who have been like, yeah, kill them all, and you're like, ha ha ha, leave please, settle down. And they're like, what? I thought we were serious. And it's like, no, like you need to take a seat, my friend. You are your blood pressure is way too high about this.
Man, you gotta be so careful about it, because the memes, like they're some of the best memes we've had in StarCraft in a while. Like, they're excellent.
Yeah.
But if you lean into it, there is going to be that 5 or 10% of the community that think you're being serious.
Yes.
And then you're just like, no, there's not a Zerg cabal that is out to make it so no one can win a game again. Like, no. That's Scarlet is not literally ruining, like, out to ruin, to end it. No, like, stop it. Like, get some help, please.
Yeah. And there's a really interesting instance too, because a lot of people are thinking that for whatever reason, it's literally only the Shopify Rebellion that has made like any kind of contribution to the balance patch. But everyone's like, oh, well, why don't we hear about, you know, the other pros that are contributing? It's like, well, when we hear about the pros that contribute, people think they're the only ones doing it. So the rest of the pros that are in it are like, oh, maybe we just shut the fuck up and pretend like we had nothing to do with it. It's like, wow, okay.
Yeah, like there's a reason that it is revealed by choice, that it is a hidden Discord server, that this is not all that public. It's because there are going to be the people. You don't want
to put that on people. Yeah.
Yeah. And even more importantly, it actually protects the security of the balance change. Because if you have, I don't know, Hero Marine or Showtime, whoever, for example, and people know they're on the balance patch, they're going to start lobbying them for changes, and they're going to be incentivized to make changes for, like, for appearance's sake, lobby for appearance's sake, rather than lobbying for actual changes that are good for the game.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is the weirdest thing to me is that, like, people think that Hearthstone is somehow a bad faith actor. He's like the most, like he is literally #1 on my list of players that I would select to put on a balance council, and he has been for like 4 years. Because even like he said, for example, the carrier is a bad design. He's like, I don't like it. It's not microable. He has been very vocal about saying, you know, like, hey, this particular thing is bad for the game, and that's so admirable. And somehow people are like, oh man, he's mind controlled by the Zerg players. And it's like, no, he just, it's in his best interest for the games to be fun and interesting. So what does he do? He makes changes that are going to be fun and interesting.
And
awesome.
I do want to lean into that, but we do have a Phoenix and a couple Oracles. This is old school stuff going to go in. And look at that. He lifts the high energy queen to assassinate another. That's not how this normally goes, but a couple workers will go down. herO is just, I know they say Rogue's the sexy boy, but that was beautiful. And herO, he gets, it's only 5 workers, because he dives in with the full health Oracle, gets more.
Oh.
That was kind of disgusting, Steadfast. That's not okay.
That was honestly so sexy. That was so well done by herO right there. Yeah, he's like, it's so cool to see certain plays kind of getting refreshed by certain players. It's not that they're bad, it's just that they kind of fall out of fashion. And, you know, there are some plays that are a little bit bad. Like in the previous game, that was maybe a play that you wouldn't do at IEM Katowice, but that's the thing about limit testing is, you know, you find opportunities. Now we are going to see the Phoenix Lift coming on in once again. Another 3 drones getting sniped down. herO is God, he's such an exciting player to watch.
He is. It's actually. I'm so glad herO came back from the military, because it kind of has become clear that realistically, Protoss was just not being played properly for the last couple years. Like, I know that's an unpopular opinion, but herO goes and revitalizes the game. Protoss becomes fun to watch again, and he wins 2 tournaments and gets places high in others. Like, it is such a pleasure now to watch Protoss play in general. In fact, for a while there, maybe not as much anymore because it's become more static, but PvZ was my favorite matchup to watch. You know, PvT kind of second fiddle to that, and a lot of that was because herO has so changed the way this game happens. As by the way, we're up to 13 workers and an overlord and a queen. herO's running roughshod over this game too.
Yeah, he's having a hell of a time playing so actively right here. He's playing a perfect game. He hasn't lost a unit.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Showing his zest form right here.
Ooh.
God, I love to see this kind of play out of herO. He's so freaking good.
And he's gotten double forwards out of this as well. It's not the super greedy double forwards where you get double at the same time. You go 1-1. This is 2-1. This is very much like an upgrade pattern that you'll see in a PvT, for example.
Yeah.
For the Oracles, they're going to fly in once again. They're going to get a couple more. Just sitting there limit testing on the edge. Okay, herO could do better, Steadfast. The Oracles could be on, like, literally 0 HP for both. He could be doing better here. But look at this. Dark down a little bit. This is his comeback mechanic. Burrowed roaches all over the place, but I got bad news for you if you're Dark. At least some of the bases, maybe all the bases, some of the bases, the outlying bases, they already have cannons. I don't know how much damage this is going to get done.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to find some openings here, but I mean, the natural doesn't have anything just yet, and the tunneling claws, it is a pretty obvious skin, but only once you actually see it. Oh my God, another 3 drones going down at the 3rd base. herO, 8 minutes into the game, and he still hasn't lost a unit.
Technically not a perfect game, though. He lost a stasis trap.
I don't count. I'm not counting it. It's fine.
Okay, we're good. We're fine. And the big thing about this as well is, okay, so Burrow is done. Burrow movement is going to be done. Yeah, okay, Dark's doing a great job here. He's got a massive counterattack of roaches on the right side that are just waiting. But okay, herO scouts the Overseer, kills the Changeling as well, and he seems to be aware of what's happening. I don't know that he saw much of that. Oh, but shades of deer here. No, he's not going to pop up, but he's going to dive in. And this is like half of Dark's army right now. If he gets the damage he wants, he's going to be at a great spot. But if he loses this, does not find the value he's looking for, it's not going to be all that great for Dark. But yeah, there's no cannon in the natural. But now herO's aware, at least theoretically. Cannon in the 3rd base. Can he respawn? And actually, Dark looking hit at the same time. Distract the Master Assassin, but herO blinks forward, knocking on top of the army, even as Dark really unveils his assassins on the other side. herO's losing so much, but now you got to wonder here, Steadfast. This army from herO isn't going to be enough to run across. It's not. He recalls. And now he's lost 40 workers. That is a massive move.
Yeah, this went from a perfect game to a disaster in a matter of moments here. We are seeing Dark now moving forward into this 4th base. He snipes down all the cannons. He might just click down the Nexus here. The Stalkers are going to try and get back in position. 51 probes going down. We just don't see Burrow move tunneling claws plays like ever anymore. And this is just completely shocked herO here. Dark, he is still maxed out. herO, I mean, he's going to be eventually on 2-2 and, you know, eventually after that, 3-2 upgrades. But is that even going to matter with how much damage his economy has already taken? Like, and there's still a couple of roaches alive here. There's one in the main base, one in the natural as well. We've got cannons coming on up. Oh, these roaches are going to slip by into the main base again. Oh, man, look at this. He's splitting the roaches so well. God. I'm not supposed to be biased, but I really kind of wanted herO to win this after this start. But, man, you got to give it to Dark. This is some... he'll just kill you with anything. He'll just kill you with anything.
I mean, you say that, but 2-2 is now done, Steadfast. The army supplies are not all that far apart, not for this stage of the game, not for how upgraded these roaches are, or for the Stalkers are. Remember, it's, oh, look at that surround he's got. He's going to get on top of so many, and they're revealed. They cannot run away, so I was going to say herO just has to go right now. That is a great start as he's going to blink forward once again. Oracles, they're just providing that Revelation era energy, and herO, he's all in. He's got to make something happen here. The roaches on the high ground. herO blinks forward. Again, another surround, and I don't know here, but +3 is going to be done in 10 seconds. Is this concave enough, Steadfast?
It's actually so close. He's like really trying to go for those big moments here. And actually the Zealots adding on the little bit of tanking is helping a lot. The army supplies are surprisingly close. If herO can get just a couple nice blinks here, he might still be able to make it happen. Got a few roaches coming in from the back. herO starting to make this blink micro shine, and the roaches of Dark are really getting whittled down. herO with the upgrade lead, I think he might still do it here.
Now, Dark has pathogen glands done, but he doesn't have the money. He doesn't have time for interceptors to really shut these stalkers down. So the army supply, Steadfast, it's starting to equalize. It was 40, it was 20. Now it is equal right here. And a lot of Dark's army, it's stuck in the larva. So Dark, at the very least, he will lose this base. There's no saving it. The the drones, they will burrow so they do not go down. But this gives Dark time. And that supply that we're talking about, wow, it's 7 army supply to 57. Now Dark has a little bit more, and his carapace is going to be done pretty soon as well, but the stalkers are building on the left side. The Zealots, they run forward. Drones are going to have to run interference here, and remember, they fight a little bit better, and there we go. They're going to burrow down once again. Doesn't want to lose too many. Not just yet. Dark is just trying to buy time, Steadfast, and you got to wonder at this point, the stalker count starts to decrease more and more. Has he bought the time that he needs?
Oh, it's really close. At this point, you need to start using the burrow micro as blink micro almost, where you're burrowing individual roaches. 20 drones do fall, and herO, he says, you know what? I've done enough damage. I can macro out of this, because he can now build 4 probes at a time and catch up in the worker count very quickly. He is warping in additional zealots. There was no reinforcements like right into the fight. I would love to see herO just maybe send some zealots to the right side and try and create some openings for himself. If he can get... Wait, how many oracles does he have? Okay, he lost all but 1. If he could get in on top of that base, there's no spore here. And there's only 3 queens. Like, this is a little bit vulnerable. Now, does herO... Okay, he does recognize this. Yeah, he sees the huge... It's like... Wait, he saw that, right? He saw that was like all the roaches there.
No,
yeah,
he's positioning his army as if he saw that. He moved a lot to his 4th base, which is where Dark was kind of patterning towards. But Dark into the natural. He feels like he's maybe... Oh, what a revelation there. He sees the roaches. That's not going to happen. And into the 3rd base, excuse me, the 4th base, Dark's not going to find any value either. And you know, Steadfast, I did not believe that herO could go back and macro out of this. I'm just looking at the supply. It's too far away. But now the workers are equal. And 3-2 versus 2-1, that is a significant difference. But this is the big deal. This is what Dark has bought himself time for. 2 infestors on the way. Those are going to be the first 2 that he has, but the big thing that won herO that fight, that allowed him to get back into this game, it was the fact that his stalkers could blink. Now you can't do that.
Yeah, what a hell of a series this is already between these two. herO fighting so valiantly and so, you know, determined in this game. I do like the addition of an additional oracle, by the way, especially with the burrow tunneling clause. Now, ooh, these stalkers, they might just have to blink out. Actually, they're gonna have to recall out like right this second. We got zealots on the top side, but herO needs to get the hell out of here.
There we go.
There's just enough room for him to blink out and save most of these units. Meanwhile, zealot run by kills the 3rd base of Dark. Ooh, he's gonna get the infestor as well. Very nice.
Not only does he get the infestor, he gets the scout, which arguably is as important as getting the infestor as well, because now he knows he has to position differently. And what do we see pretty much at the same time? Double robo, Steadfast. I don't know whether this, honestly, this might just be for Immortals, but whether this is for Immortals, whether this is for Disruptors, whatever the case, now herO is transitioning into an army that's a bit bulkier on the map. But look at the gap. It's 135 army supply to 86. Dark is maxed out. And I think we're going to see him go right now, not giving herO the opportunity to really build the counter to these infestors. So Ling's getting on top, but there is static defense here. There are cannons. This is a damn fine concave for herO. I don't know that Dark breaks this.
Yeah, this looks like a really tough position to push through. Ooh, corrosive biles. Oh, wow, he actually blinks forward. That was not the move for herO right there. Immortal will join the fight. There are infestors here. There's the fungal growth. Fungal growth. Corrosive bile combo gonna come on in. herO, ooh, he barely dodges those biles. If he gets broken here, he's gonna lose both the robos, and it is looking like that is what is gonna happen.
I guess Morzel's going to warp in. Oracle's running out of energy, but still have enough. That burrow's actually sick. There's no detection here. And here come the infestors trying to drop fungals on top of everything. But there's no army to take advantage of those fungals anymore. The immortal pops out. 17 probes have gone down, but steadfast, holy hell, herO holds again.
Oh, that fungal on the way out. Very nice from Dark. Is actually, no, it doesn't quite kill the Stalker, but wow. herO hanging on by the skin of his teeth again. And this is so critical because now he can go for the disruptors. He's got the money. He's got the tech. He's still on 4 bases. He's able to rebuild 4 probes at a time. I mean, I love using this stat. Whenever you are on 4 Nexi, you can build 4 probes with Chrono Boost Nexi 12 probes in 26 seconds if you Chrono Boost all 4 Nexi. It's my favorite stat in the game because it just sounds ridiculous.
Wow, thank you.
It's almost like being a Zerg player, honestly.
I mean, in general, PvZ is all about getting that 3rd base. So it's the race to 60 probes, the race for the Zerg to overtake. I mean, Chrono, there we go. But look at this. Dark is going to do dark things. We have Neural on the way. And those disruptors that are herO's best friends for the next 30-odd seconds, they may very quickly become Dark's best friends.
Yes, it is going to be up to whether there's an observer with the army. Did he spotted the infestors.
Did he?
Oh!
I don't think he did. Yeah, he said this is just a creep clearing mission.
Oh, my God. We could have the clip of the year here.
Please, I heard that. No.
For the resub there.
All right.
Oh man, this is
okay.
This could be so cool. Oh, the dodge on the fungal, so nice. Good transfuse there on the Ravager.
Wait. Okay. He's gonna fungal harass to kill all the probes.
That's pretty nifty. The disruptors. Oh, okay. They do get fungal growth here. They're still gonna get some solid connections on the roaches and Dark. The Neural, the disruptor! Oh, he turns it on the army! herO losing so much of his stuff, but doesn't even matter here.
I don't even know. The disruptors, yeah, there was one good Neural. Is there going to be another disruptor shots go out? They actually don't get all that much. Thank you, Nerf. And now the the Immortal is fighting against this, but it doesn't even last all that long. Dark's lost his base again, and yeah, herO, he lost 10 probes on the other side of the map. But now those infestors are dead too. herO's down 15 workers. I'm not sure how much it matters. Army supplies are equal, and we're at only 4 infestors. They've used a lot of their energy. Disruptor shots are going to go out once again, canceling. Well, actually, no, they're going to get a bunch of the real Ravagers. And hey, thank you to the Nerf. It means the rest of these Ravagers will not see a light of the day as well. herO comes crushing in right now, but the one infestor on the north side, maybe that's going to do something. And the splits from Dark, they're going to be okay. But the Stalkers here on the backside, not going to be enough. We got the clip of the year, Steadfast, but it didn't matter, and herO ties it up.
But maybe herO busts out something cool. Spawning up at the top right for Dragon Phoenix Gaming, it is herO.
And his opponent at the bottom left in the blue, Dark.
God, these are the games that like I literally want to turn these games into, I don't even know what, into a physical thing. And I want to beat them over, I want to beat balance winders over the head with these games, you know? I want this to be a physical thing. And I just want to smash people's face in with it, you know? I'm like, why are you complaining? These games are awesome! What is wrong with you? Guy in the chat, it's just, they're so good.
So Steadfast, what I'm hearing is we need to turn it into something that is non-fungible. And therefore, we're able to hold on to it and... Clearly, that's what StarCraft needs, right?
Clearly. Oh man.
Also,
when you consider that herO lost 52 probes, and he was still able to make that happen, God, what a legend! What an absolute legend of this game.
Man, I'm also Steadfast. I'm a little annoyed. I talked about how the barcode kills my my tools. Did you know that Dark is down 11 to 16 versus the barcode?
Really?
Yeah, you really killed it.
Oh.
I don't understand.
All right.
All right.
I
Yeah.
don't even. I don't even.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go mess with it after this because that doesn't make any sense. But also, it doesn't make sense how herO won that game. So I guess it's fair.
Yeah. That was awesome. That was so well done. And I mean, part of it was that he like got so ahead from the from the like amazing Oracle harassment, the Oracle Phoenix harass, did some excellent work. And it put him into a good position so that even when he did lose all those probes, like he'd had such a good start that he was on, you know, like we were saying, 2-2 and eventually 3-2 upgrades. And his stalkers, they just fought so well.
I mean, it makes sense. One of my favorite casting clips of all time was herO versus Hyun at I think it was at a Katowice actually on King Sejong. The blink herO, blink like you've never blinked before against the Hydra, the muta timing. Thank you, Apollo.
Yeah.
Like herO has always been the king of the blink stalkers. We forget it because he's in the military and parting started to resist, but herO has always just been this. The man does things that should not be possible in StarCraft. And he does it anyways, and he just not only does he do it, and he makes it look easy. It's not like, wow, I'm really struggling and I almost did it. No, he makes us all ask why isn't anyone else doing this? This Ling's on the other side though. They're not going to keep that Overlord alive, and now, well, Dark has lost an Overlord. herO, steadfast, herO is still playing a perfect game. But did I jinx it?
Ooh, well,
I did.
I wouldn't say you jinxed it, but I think herO made a mistake with the stalker. I think herO jinxed himself a little bit there. But it's all. He does get all the Lings, so it's actually not so bad to lose that stalker, and he already got the Overlord, so the Lings didn't succeed in their mission. Ooh, can herO snipe this creep tumor? Oh, is he? The main thing. Oh wow, he actually commits forward into this.
Man.
Oh, that's. Oh wow. Nope, never mind. He's still gonna get all the adepts, I think. Maybe.
He gets out.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not so bad. The thing that sucks the most for that about that for herO is the fact that he had to turn on the pulsar cannon twice on the Oracle. So he wastes he could have just left it on and covered that stalker, and he probably even might have kept the stalker alive. Like it would have been pretty close. Ooh, now this is really nice. Finds the queen, gets the creep tumor as well. But now the one Oracle is actually completely out of juice. So that's going to be a little tricky. Does have a third Oracle at home to defend his base, and yeah, this should be kind of fine, I think, for herO.
I mean,
oh, hang on. Unless he's in the middle between these bases, he's got to be a little careful there.
I mean, altitude is, first of all, altitude is a freaking massive map. But in this area, on the main natural third area, first of all, Dark is doing Dark things. But it's also really hard to go and defend this position between the main natural and the third because it's so wide open. But we got to talk about this. It's a Queen Ling Nidus Steadfast. This is supposed to be a meme. But I've seen Dark kill herO with it at least once in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, he did it in the grand finals the last time they played. And it is looking like that might happen once again because herO's got no vision of his main base. Oh, wait, Oracle?
Please, Oracle.
Oh, no. Well, when I saw the 2 additional queens being built, I was like, is this going to be a Nidus worm? And the answer is yes. And this is going to be a dead herO. I'm almost certain of it. He's going to lose the 2 gateways before they even fully turn on. Oh, and there's nothing in a natural as well. Yeah, there's no way. There's absolutely no way here can hold.
All right, well, game 3 sounds like a good time. Lings, they're going to get on top. I mean, I guess maybe if you go up to Pentacle is nothing. herO's dead, folks. Okay, so what do we want to see in game 4, Steadfast?
Full scouting of the main base for 1.
That's good. And in the bottom left, hitting him with the Queen Ling Nidus because it works against herO, at least specifically. He is Dark.
Yes. All right. We've got something a little bit interesting, by the way. Dark. Oh, okay. herO. Oh, he's going to fall for it again. Oh, the bait. Baited.
Is that even worth it, though? Like, you have that drone out lost mining for so long.
Yeah, it's worth for sure. Just not having to worry about the adept, it makes things so much simpler for you.
That and I guess
Dark he already goes for a 17 drone anyway, so he's already like willing to mess up his build, so to speak, a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely worth it, I think. Some players might disagree with me, and Yeah, that's fair. But in my opinion, I think it's very worthwhile just for the less worry you have about stuff like adepts.
Oh yeah, certainly. And then of course on top of that, you have the long distance mining that you have to, or the rally time, right, to go from the main to the third, and that's lost mining time. I'm sure someone has done the math on how many minerals you actually lose, but regardless, yeah, it's a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, and yeah, you're right, it's probably great. But I love how much more impactful the drone probe battles are now that that workers have been buffed a little bit. It's like you actually might lose a drone here, whereas before it's like, who cares?
Well, and not just that, you like if you lose, 10 shields on your probe and then you try and dart through a mineral line, you might just lose the probe. You like an instant pull will kill it now. 6 drones they'll swarm in on top of it and they'll murk it very quickly. I
never thought I would say that. Wow, I am so excited that workers have more micro potential now, but it makes me happy. Like did you have that on your 2023 bingo card, Steadfast?
Workers being jacked and that making you happy, or just workers being jacked?
Well, either or. Think waking up on Christmas morning and finding jacked workers in your stocking, like, oh wow, this is awesome. This is the best Christmas present I ever got.
It was definitely the most unexpected Christmas present I ever got. Actually that's not true, because my sister's family got me a Full House poster because they know how much I hate the show Full House. I just think it's so stupid. Just think it's the dumbest show ever made. So it's the second weirdest Christmas present I got this year. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely up there. It was unexpected, and it's a cool thing to have gotten. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, you don't think about it as being a thing, but it's done so much to stabilize the early game.
Yeah.
And that coupled with some other nerfs, it's like, wow, a lot of the stuff that don't feel like StarCraft or don't allow people to express their skill is kind of going away, which again is just fantastic. Please show me how good you are as the Oracle dives in, and herO doesn't get as much damage done as he did earlier on, so he doesn't quite show us quite the amount of skill that he did earlier. How do you like that for a transition?
Yeah. Skill expression and not expressing skill and skill expression. Yeah.
We got it.
Solid transition, good segue, good rollout. Ooh, hang on, this might actually be echoing that series extremely well, because herO did go for a big blink all in, I think even on this map, where he cut Forge and just went for an incredibly fast blink timing. And with no Forge here, it is entirely possible that we see this again. By the way, the Queen's not all stacked up, so Dark is going to be able to grab 2 of them and a drone. We'll lose an Oracle, but I think for 2 Queens, it's not so bad. Still not sure if I'm a fan of it. I like keeping those Oracles alive is really good, but it's not so bad at all. And there it is. There's the blink coming on down. We'll see if he goes for a huge explosion of gateways or if it's just going to be macro play, but my money's on a big push.
Yeah, and in the context of this being a big push, I am much more okay with the Oracle going down, because it means you killed Queens, which is, well, what is it? It's less creep spread? Okay, well, you're trying to push in. You want to knock that creep spread down. It means that there is less or less transfuses if you're trying to take the fight. It means there are less injects if you start to put more pressure on. It really does curtail the macro of the Zerg to quite a significant extent. So in the context of herO gearing up for a big push timing in the next minute, maybe a little longer than that, it's actually a fantastic move, and he rebuilt that 3 Oracles, so he's still on 3. He's going to run across the map once again. There's a Spore here now. Dark is not going to be as greedy as he was previously. This is a great scout, at the very least, seeing the roaches out. herO knows exactly where Dark's tech is, and he's going to get another Queen. Yeah, that Queen's dead, but he will lose an Oracle for it, and I don't like that as much here. You rebuilt an Oracle, you only get 1 Queen, 3 workers, 4 workers, 4 workers, and you get out, but now the Oracles are very low. And those 3 Oracles were about to be pretty key in the push.
Yeah, and he's only on 5 gateways. These gateways are so late, no?
I think so. Oh, look at what
now
Dark's
he starts
doing,
out
though.
charged. Okay, this is just going to be a pressure, I think. So maybe this is leaning into the fact that the last time they played, I don't know if it was on this map or not, but it was on a somewhat similar map. Or at the very least, it was in the last best of 5 finals they played. herO went for this. He's going to just snipe down the hatch. Oh my goodness, he's actually going to kill it too. Wow. All right. herO comes in instead of a sustained push. He just goes for a big hit and fade play.
Oh, please don't lose that.
Oh, okay. Well, there wasn't enough biles to kill that. Meanwhile, Adept's actually getting into the natural. They're going to grab a couple drones as well. Dark didn't go for a huge drone swell with this. He was anticipating a push. That's a pretty successful, 30, 40 seconds here for herO. And now Dark throws down the Nidus Worm.
Yeah, but this is not the Nidus that you're expecting. He already has an infestation pit down. This is going to be Swarm Host Nidus, unless this is Dark realizing that, saying that he just has taken too much damage and wants to go in the game. It's weird though. He gets that infestation pit. We have the Nidus down now. He's not made a single Swarm Host in this game, despite that. And I'm assuming that's just because there's so much pressure coming in from herO. So you got to wonder here, Dark, building that Nidus, getting everything else. Have you just been a little bit too tech greedy? Is herO just hitting you at that timing when you're just really caught and trying to save money for something else?
Yeah, it looks like that might be the case. To be honest, Dark has had close to enough money, but he hasn't had the larva to go for those swarm hosts. And I mean, he's invested that rest of the money that he had for the swarm hosts into the Ravagers. And just this pressure coming in from herO has kind of kept him safe on the other side of the map. Meanwhile, 4th Nexus is nearly done. We do have that Forge done now. Dark does have the +1 weapons. Oh, herO pushing very far forward, but he manages to get some good trades. Only loses 1 Stalker and does get on out. Man, herO is such a miracle worker with these Blink Stalkers. He's so good with these units.
I mean, the word you use is limit testing. That's exactly what it is. No one else will do that. No one else dives into the middle of an army, realizes that, okay, well, you know what? I probably got enough shields. I can kill another Ravager before... It's a single Ravager. Is it worth that? Well, to herO it is, and that's why he wins so often. But I almost feel like herO maybe wanted to push just a little... He got the base, and that's fantastic, but I almost feel like he wanted to push just a little bit later, because then Dark has his Swarmhost in production instead of you just preventing them from coming out in the first place, and then you just kill him. Because the best way to kill a Swarmhost player is to just, go and run across the map as they're getting that first round of Swarmhost out and they can't fight. So Dark, though, he's going to try to make lemonade out of lemons here. He's got he's got pathogen glands halfway done. And instead of going for that big Swarmhost deck, which I'm pretty sure is what he was going for, he's just going to go for those infestors again. Prevent the Blink Stalkers from being able to blink and taking so much power out of the toolbox that herO has.
Oh, wow. A huge blink forward coming in from herO. This is not what I expected, and I don't know if it's going to pay off for him, but it's just Ravagers and a couple of Lings. Zealots did distract a lot of the Roaches on the left side. herO, actually, never mind. This is just what the Doctor ordered. Yeah, he just finds the Ravagers pretty much isolated. It cost him a lot of Zealots, but the Zealots are a lot more replaceable than those Ravagers, and to that point, we got 8 Zealots flooding across the map here. Is herO just going to win right now? Infestors drop the fungal growth, but there's no follow-up. And herO will just suddenly and without warning force a game 5. Wow. Well done.
And in the upper right, his opponent, who just healed over and died somehow in that 4th game for Dragon Phoenix Gaming as well, Dark.
Well, I mean, the fact that he lost the 4th base the way that he did, I mean, that really... That dented him hard. That was a painful loss. And I mean, yeah. Someone just said in the chat, he's constantly sharking around. He is so in your face. He's so hyperactive with his units, and he really uses the tools in the Protoss arsenal just extraordinarily well.
That's a great caster word there too. Sharking around.
Yeah.
Love to see it. You're not wrong.
For that perfect engage.
Sorry?
Oh, pardon me. I yawned. Hunting for that perfect engagement.
Which is also not fair because, sharks are excellent predators. They don't deserve the hate that they get. He's lightning around for engagements because, of course, lightning strikes kill more people than sharks do. Is that too much of a stretch?
Well, I mean, but like, sharks are good hunters. You don't have to think of them as just hunting humans.
Yeah,
they hunt fish. Fish.
You will have the fish or the fish?
Fish. Merry Fishmas.
Where are we
What do
going?
we have
It's
in this
not that
game
late,
so far?
Steadfast. Like,
It's not that late.
we don't. The insanity hasn't hit yet. It should not have hit yet.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's been a long weekend. I've had a lot of stuff, which, by the way, I'm very happy that this has been a short bracket. Even though, you know, I love StarCraft 2 and I love when the games are epic. I mean, this series has been enough for me. This has been an amazing series so far. And I got up myself an early morning. I got to be up for an 8 a.m. cast. So I'm not complaining about a relatively early night.
Oh yeah, it's so nice. I'm not looking forward to the summer again though. When we go back to
Yes,
EPT Cups
daylight savings
ending at
time,
like
yeah.
3 or 4 in the morning, and you're just like, well, the birds are chirping. I guess I'm just not sleeping tonight.
Yeah, not my favorite. The 11 o'clock EST start time is a little bit brutal. Fortunately for PST, it's the one tournament they did get it that's actually kind of good for them. Adept slips into the third. Oh, gets 2 drones. He's not going to get out, right? Oh my God, she just wiggles right through.
Oh, that is. I was gonna say, even if you lose the adept, getting 2 workers is kind of where you want to be. So you get the adept out as well. herO is. It's weird. We've had some games where herO has looked very subpar, and then we've had some games where herO has just looked glorious. And this is one of those games where he's just looking glorious, where everything is just working out for him. He supply blocks Dark. He gets 2 workers. His adepts get out. Third base well on time. And Dark is, it's not massively behind, but Dark is tangibly behind 4 minutes into this game.
Yeah. The Shakira Adept, she's going to try and wiggle her way back in here and pick off some more drones. And herO, where are the other 2 oracles? Okay, they're not going to pair up perfectly with these adepts, but the adepts will manage to wiggle into the natural or into the mineral line again. Oh man, that's already going to be 4 drones falling. Jeez. That is some quality damage. And if herO, if he could have slipped around these queens, he still might be able to. That drone line is rather exposed in the natural. Nice little readjustment to put the low shields one in the back, but Dark gets there just in time to intercept. However, there's now no anti-air in the main besides this Spore, and that's going to be 8 drones in total going down. herO finding some great value here. Meanwhile, other side of the map, Stalker warp in. Will get cleaned up. Okay, so that's kind of good for Dark. Well, that's actually really good for Dark. Does get a bit of a consolation prize. Only 3 lings, I think, went down for 2 Stalkers. That's a great trade. Kind of undoes the advantage that herO got with at least with the oracles. But I still think I like this position for herO just fine.
Oh yeah, and he's really doing a good job of punishing. Oh, he gets more, and the oracle gets out.
God, that oracle movement is so fluid.
It's so we got to talk about how hard this is. He's gonna go and he's gonna get even 6 workers go down. He cancels the Spore. It is so hard to do that with oracles because oracles have one of the most severe acceleration deceleration curves in the game. Effectively, they're hard to make sure you go where you want them to go, and you have to make sure that they're always moving. Because yeah, if they're moving, it's fine, but if they stop at all, it takes a lot to get them going. So herO, the fact that he's constantly repositioning them and always having them moving and flying in and take these nice sweeping turns. No one else does this, but okay, we see how long it takes for them to turn around. That oracle does take heavy damage, and it does deny herO some sort of maybe harassment for the next little bit. He's going to want those shields to recharge, but he's already gotten 16 drones, and realistically, the queens are not where they need to be. He wasn't going to... Maybe he was going to be able to get this 4th base, but it's done now, and I don't think it was quite new enough for him to snipe it. Even still, though, Lair's only just now getting started. That's a pretty quick 4th for a rather slow layer. Ugh. Can't talk. It's fine.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. The layer, like, Dark droned up super hard, so he's back up to 68 drones, which is very nice. But it feels like that layer, that Roachhorn, are rather late. Now, the +1 melee is still reasonably fast, but herO's tech is... It just feels ahead right now. Like, he's got his 2nd Forge finishing up momentarily. He's going to be able to get up into his 2-1 upgrades very quickly. And, I mean... Oh, hang on. Oh, that Oracle just barely survives. 4 HP. Oof.
I can't believe you would doubt herO. Come on,
right?
dude.
Imagine thinking he'll lose a unit by accident. Yeah, if Dark doesn't go for a second Evo chamber, and we see like a similar situation to the previous game where it ends up as like 3-2 versus maybe, I don't know, +2 melee, +1 missile, that's going to be a very scary situation. We're a ways away from that point, but it is definitely well within the realm of possibility. Meanwhile, behind this, double robo at the third base coming in from herO.
And this is really just a factor too, just because of how much damage that herO got. 16 workers before like the 6-minute mark is a great way to set a Zerg behind. That's an entire mineral line's worth, or at least mining minerals, ignoring gas, which means that Dark, everything is a little bit off tempo as we can see right now. He kind of went for a 50-50 type build with the fifth macro hatch going down at the same time at the fourth base, but he's going to get a decent surround here. Stalkers blink backwards, and they're going to put themselves in a corner. I feel like you just need a recall here, herO, but instead, Oracles turn their beams on, and he knows better than I do. He forces Dark back, and it's not going to be that bad after all. And now 2-1's going to complete before the next bit of engagement happens, but starts happening. But look at this. Man. It's double immortal.
Well, yeah. That's an interesting. Oh, it's going to be Charge Lot Archon Immortal, Blink Stalker, I guess. Maybe even Storm as well. But these upgrades, they are fast. Like, I know that it's not that big of a buff, but this feels like really quick, you know?
I mean, I feel like it's actually fairly well timed for the Protoss player. I think they feel fast because it feels so far behind for the Zerg. Is that Lings now, they're going to run forward.
Yeah.
There are 3 cannons here. Dark is not going to break this position. And the Oracles, they're going to try to dive back into the main base, and they're just going to get a scout. They're going to see the macro hatch. They're going to see the Evo is still working. But, oh, wait, one of these are actually, two of these Oracles may fall. Only going to be one. But now there's a Warp Prism on the way. Everything is lining up perfectly here for herO. He's got his 2-1 upgrades, getting those Immortals, getting the Archons. We're going to see him move out of the map very soon, and I am not convinced that, holy, yeah, this is something we've seen him do. It's a little cheaper to get shields and armor than it is to get that +3 attack. So he's going to go for that 2-2-1 type of idea with just a lot of stuff. And I'm not convinced that Dark's going to be able to handle this.
I think +1 shields is actually the same cost as +3 attack. I think they're both 200. But it's so that you can get all 3 upgrades all across the board. We are going to see a big engagement coming on in. The Baneling's really not doing too much here, and herO already getting a nice couple of trades to start things off there. Yeah, that was basically just Zealots for a lot of Lings, Banes, and Ravagers. Now the Immortals getting left in the front here. Big blink forward, though, from herO. He knows the reinforcing Zealots are coming on in. Meanwhile, in the natural, Baneling's getting a huge amount of damage done. Dark, he is just getting huge damage done. But will he be able to hold it home? That is the big question.
That's actually, it was such sick micro there from herO. He just dropping Archons on top of the Lings to make sure they go down. And you're right. herO's down only on 30 workers, but the Queens, they're now exposed. They're going to start to go down. And with the Zealots here on 2-1, the Stalkers, the Immortals, everything else, Dark committed so much of his army, so much of his income to killing off heroes. And great, Dark, you did it. But herO, how are you going to stop this army? The Roaches, they're running away. And herO's going to get the 4th base. He's going to start to get even more than that. Supply blocking Dark if he wants to, but he doesn't even need. He needs to chase this army down. He feels the opportunity to end this game. But maybe a surround from Dark. No, it's not going to come just yet. Last second try. Drones are going to get pulled right into the waiting arms of the Archons. The Stoppers blink on the other side. Banelings, they get some level of connections. Is Dark actually going to do it here? The Stalkers on the backside. You know what? They're starting to go down. The tech here of herO as well. Dark, do you have the hold? Is this enough?
Oh, that is a really good question. It's a huge supply lead for Dark, but is it a real supply lead? We now have a big upgrade advantage. herO able to warp in those Zealots really easily, and he's on 4 Nexi. If he wants, he can rebuild probes very quickly. The main thing is he might just not have the money. He's going to go for it here once again. It's 2-2-1. There's no upgrades on the Roaches, so the Zealots, the Archons, the Stalkers, they outfight these Roaches so hard, and the Archons getting right on top of the Roaches, gonna get so much splash damage. herO not able to save that one Archon, but the Archons, they're just so much splash here is coming on in, and now the Zealot warp in. It's only 3 Zealots, but even just a small number of units is probably going to be enough to tip the scales.
God, this micro for herO is so good. He was picking up and dropping Zealots into his Warp Prism to make sure they didn't go down. Like, who does that? Well, herO does, and he kills Dark here in Game 5, and in a series filled with dazzling micro moments. I mean, that last fight, it's up there. My God, herO, he takes the series in 5.